History has told us about civilizations that loudly proclaim their greatness, leaving behind epic tales and monuments to their kings. But there is one civilization that chose silence. It left behind no known kings, no grand palaces, and no monumental temples. Yet, it was one of the largest and most sophisticated civilizations of the ancient world. This is the story of the Indus Valley Civilization. For thousands of years, the world knew nothing of its existence. It wasn't until the early 20th century that archaeologists, digging in modern-day Pakistan and India, unearthed entire cities buried beneath the earth. Cities older than many of the world's most famous ancient civilizations. Stretching back to around 2600 BC, this civilization covered an area larger than ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. Its two most famous cities, Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, were masterpieces of their time, revealing a society far more advanced than anyone had imagined. What you're about to see is evidence of urban planning that seems almost impossibly modern. Look at these streets laid out in a precise grid system, creating orderly residential neighborhoods. This wasn't a chaotic jumble of buildings, but a carefully designed metropolis. Even more astonishing is their sanitation system. Nearly every home had its own bathroom and a connection to a complex network of covered drains running beneath the streets. This was a level of public health and engineering that most of Europe would achieve for another 4,000 years. But the real mystery begins when we search for its rulers. In summer, there were kings. In Egypt, there were pharaohs. In summer, there were kings. In Egypt, there were pharaohs. Their power was displayed through magnificent palaces, temples, and lavish tombs filled with treasure. But here, in the Indus Valley, we find none of that. The houses are remarkably uniform in size, suggesting a more egalitarian society. We've found no royal tombs, no definitive palaces. Was this a civilization without kings? A republic governed by a council? Or was their concept of power something we simply don't understand? To this day, the question remains unanswered. And then there's their language, the greatest puzzle of all. They left behind thousands of small stone seals, engraved with beautiful images of animals and what is clearly a system of writing. But the inscriptions are frustratingly short. There are no long texts, no historical records, no Rosetta Stone to help us crack the code. Despite decades of effort by the world's brightest minds, their script remains undeciphered. With every failed attempt to understand their words, the mystery of this silent civilization only deepens. Then, around 1900 BC, after 7 centuries of prosperity, it began to fade. Just as it lived quietly, it disappeared quietly. How could such a vast and advanced civilization simply vanish? Several theories exist. How could such a vast and advanced civilization simply vanish? Several theories exist. Some suggest a dramatic shift in climate, which may have altered river patterns and caused widespread drought. Others point to a decline in trade, or perhaps a slow assimilation into other rising cultures. But there is no clear evidence of a massive invasion, no signs of a great war that brought it all to a sudden, violent end. There is only a profound silence. Perhaps the Indus Valley Civilization wasn't the most powerful or the most famous, but it may have been one of the most organized and peaceful. It was a civilization that chose not to immortalize its kings, but to build remarkable cities for its people. A civilization that valued order and public well-being over monuments to individual glory. In our next journey, we will travel across the ocean, to a land of pyramids and dense jungles, to meet a civilization that built cities to align with the stars and developed a calendar of stunning accuracy. Join us as we explore the world of the Maya. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for our next chapter in Civilizations Through Time.